Hello, my name is Marcus Gans, and I'm here to give you a demo of how to enter constraints using Splendid City Sports Scheduler. Splendid City can be found at splendidcity.net. http://www.splendidcity.net. Um, so what we have here is we have a schedule of a project of two schedules with a U8 schedule and a U10 schedule. And what we're going to do is we're going to enter some constraints so that we can interleave the times of these two schedules. So what we have here is I've already have a schedule here built, and you can see this these times here are alternating every other day on Saturdays, every other Saturday. This group of team plays in the earlier slots, 8 and 9 o'clock, and then subsequent day they play at 10 and 11 o'clock, and then again at 8 and 9 o'clock. So they're alternating, and what we want to do is we want to have the U10 teams mirror that schedule. So in order to do that, we need to define constraints in Splendid City. A lot of people go ahead and when they define times for schedules in Splendid City, they'll use this auto set times to be between, and that's good if you want to build a schedule very quickly and you're not concerned that much about constraints. And but if you do have constraints defined, sometimes if the number of slots overbound this parameter here, then it'll just simply schedule the game still, and it'll flag it as a constraint. The way to go in this times panel, if you have a lot of constraints and you need a lot of granularity, would be to choose this option, auto compress times, starting from the defaults. So that's what we're going to choose in this instance. Okay, now if we were to just go ahead and build a schedule, you'll see that the game times are not interleaved. They just populate the earliest slots starting from the default schedule time. The default schedule time is defined in your preferences here. Set the default schedule start time, and that's, in this case, it's defined at 8 o'clock. So that's what we have here. We have the start time of the games is 8 o'clock. Because we've defined the game length to be 1 hour in the times panel, 1 hour for the game length, they automatically get populated in 1 hour increments. Okay, now let's define some constraints for our dates. Let's take a look at what dates we're working with here. Saturday the 8th, Saturday the 15th, and Saturday the 22nd. So let's define some constraints for the teams on those dates. Okay, so now we need to define a constraint for the 8th, September 8. It's only valid on this one day. And we need to specify Saturday, and we're going to say it's unavailable from the earliest minute of the day, which is 00, and we're going to say that it's unavailable right up until the minute of before the game, which in this case is 8 o'clock, so we're going to say 7:59. And so that'll define our first parameter, and we also want to do that for September 22nd as well. So that's pretty much our start times for those 2 days, but we don't want games to extend beyond 10 o'clock in this case, because we want the teams to compress into those 2 times. So in this case we need to define an end bound as well. We need to block out the time from 10 o'clock till the end of the day as well. That's how you define unavailability in Splendid City. You need to block out times of the day, and then this will allow your games to happen in the remaining available times. So in this case we need to block out the game from 10 o'clock, and it's very simple. If you right click on that to text, you'll get this insert 23:59, which is essentially the last minute of the day, and that will block out the end of that day. And we're also going to do that for the 8th as well. Okay, and so that takes care of the September 8th and September 22nd dates. Now we need to we need to control the times for September 15th. So let's define that date. September 15th. And we need to block out the first minute of the day right up until 10 o'clock, which in this case would be 9:59, the minute right up until 10 o'clock. So we add that on availability there, and we want to define an end parameter, which would be from 12 o'clock to 23:59, and that'll allow us 2 hours of availability for that day. And that's essentially our constraints for that team. So we're going to say OK. Now we need to copy these constraints. We don't want to enter these all again. So there's a very simple technique for doing that. You just select this get unavailability from object. In this case it's temp team 1. Click copy, and then you see here on Saturday it's all there. Okay, click OK to that, and do the same thing for the other teams. Oops, temp team 1. Okay, did I get those from temp team 2? Yes. Okay, and temp team 4, we want to get them from temp team 1, and they're there. Okay, so we've copied all our constraints very quickly. And now we're going to rebuild our schedule and we're going to see if they're interleaved correctly, and they are. Here you have games 8 o'clock on Saturday and on September 22nd are the start times, and on September 15th starts at 10 o'clock. So that seemed to work. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure that the U10 schedule games are going to interleave with those games. So that's quite simple to do. We don't need to define any additional constraints because we've chosen to auto-compress time starting from default. And because we have in the preferences to globally track conflicts, the scheduler is going to automatically populate the earliest available games, and that won't conflict with the other schedule. So we just click finish, and there you have it. You see that the September 8th has they take the next available slots, and on September 15th the early morning slots were available, so they take those, and you have a mirrored schedule.